Hey everyone, I'm Jack Ferdman, and this is Rewatching Oscars Movie Minute. It's Thoughtful Thursday, and today's film is the 2022 emotional drama, The Whale. One Oscar-nominated film, let's go. Now, The Whale was directed by Darren Aronofsky and stars Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Hong Chow, Samantha Morton, and Ty Simpkins. Now here's a performance and a comeback that Hollywood stories are made of. We watched Brendan Fraser grow up on screen in so many different ways. Early dramatic roles like School Ties and Gods and Monsters, the goofy, lovable comedies like Encino Man, Dudley Do-Right, and even George of the Jungle, and of course, his iconic action hero run in the Mummy films. And then he was gone. Smaller roles, quieter years. So when he returns in The Whale, it carries real weight. And I mean that in every sense. Now, the film follows Charlie, a reclusive, morbidly obese English professor living in isolation who, as his health rapidly declines, attempts to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter. Set almost entirely inside his small, cluttered apartment, the story becomes an intimate and emotional portrait of a man searching for redemption before it's too late. Fraser is remarkable, truly. Wearing a 300-pound fatsuit and extensive prosthetics, he completely disappears into Charlie. There's a gentleness, a sadness, and a quiet desperation in his performance that makes you lean in and feel for him, even when the film itself falters. It's one of those performances that stays with you, and while I didn't necessarily think it had to win the Oscar, I was genuinely thrilled that he did. And having met him recently at the Toronto International Film Festival, I can say he's just as kind and gracious in person as you'd hope. That said, I did want more from the film itself. Director Aronofsky, who has gone deep into character psychology in films before like Mother, Black Swan, The Fighter, and even The Wrestler, feels somewhat restrained here. The themes are powerful: addiction, grief, redemption, empathy, but they really only scratch the surface. This could be partly due to screenwriter Samuel D. Hunter's inexperience in film, as the script occasionally feels more like a stage piece than a fully realized cinematic exploration. The supporting cast is strong, especially Hong Chow, who brings a grounded, caring yet frustrated presence as Charlie's caregiver. She adds emotional balance, even if her character isn't given as much depth as it could have had. Now, the atmosphere, however, is incredibly effective. The cramped, worn-down apartment, you can almost smell it. The claustrophobia works beautifully, reflecting Charlie's internal state. And then there are moments that hit hard. Charlie turning on his webcam to reveal himself to his students and asking for honesty. Or the painful confrontations with his daughter Ellie, where years of abandonment and resentment finally come to the surface. This is a heavy film, emotionally and thematically. Sometimes that weight works in its favor, and sometimes it slows it down. But at the end of the day, The Whale is worth seeing for Brendan Fraser alone. He really carries it completely. I'm giving The Whale a B. Now, The Whale was nominated for 3 Academy Awards, yes, including Best Supporting Actress to Hong Chow, and it won 2 Oscars, for Best Actor, of course, to Brendan Fraser, and for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Join me again tomorrow for another Oscar-nominated film, right here on Rewatching Oscars Movie Minute. Because if the Academy took notice, it's worth a rewatch.